So, quick side note. Jared Goff talk starts at 3, but a breaking news trade. You're not getting Pascal Siakam. As one bearded idiot radio host told you the minute that nonsense report from Shams came out, you don't have what it takes. Pascal Siakam is going to the Pacers for Bruce Brown, somebody else, 17 first-round picks, things you don't have. Just like you didn't have what it took to get OG Anunoby. I don't know where Shams got this information. He's a fabulous writer, but it would be the equivalent of saying that David is leaving his pregnant wife and is now dating Tyra Banks. I'm not running that story. I don't believe it to be true. It's outrageous. Oh, Kenny's doing dry January. No, he's not. The Pistons were never trading for OG Anunoby. They were never trading for Pascal Siakam. They don't have what it takes.
Oh, they're out of the market for Siakam once they made the trade over the weekend.
They got a 12 for a credit score, man. You ain't walking into Bloomingdale's.
They already made their trade.
No, we'll get to that at 4.
Oh, we can finally talk about it.
Yes, we can. And then Goff at 3 and 5 and lots of good stuff. And we wanted to do 2 segments on Harbaugh's all over the news. So we'll button it up in 2 segments. I just feel like the asking for immunity in the school, not just shooting that report down. Come on, have a little pride. Good heavens. David, ticket text, and your thoughts on this as a Michigan fan, and we'll go to the callers.
Well, first off, you weren't supposed to tell the world about Tyra and me. That was between us.
Banks, fool!
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Oh, ticket text says, asking for immunity is the same as Mike asking if he can disregard the FCC regulations and cuss on the air every day without punishment.
I'm going to say the F word at random, and you can't suspend me or fire me. What? It's not possible. Winning? Who wins more than us? No one.
I'm the biggest Michigan fan there is, but it's time for Harbaugh to leave. His constant drama and annual NFL flirtation is hurting recruiting and the program long term. Someone else says, I am just so tired of hearing him and his family say he's innocent. It's documented that you are not innocent. Stop telling us you're innocent.
I mean, honestly, it's worse than when OJ claims it. Like, we know what you did, OJ. This is worse, not in a criminality standpoint, but in the proof. Holy mercy.
Frankie and Romulus said, this is why I hope Moore gets the job and has, for God's sake, success seamlessly.
I think he
I'm
would.
tired of the fuel for Sparties and Buckeyes right now.
No, I'm saying, like, I think Sharon Moore's a stud. He's a rock star. And as long as you have Jesse Minter, same deal. Now, Mike McDonald's going to be doing interviews. Minter will go back to the NFL, but my point is, you guys are the national champs. You just don't need this nonsense. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Can we just say the quiet part out loud?
I guess you were Barry Bonds. You were going to hit home runs anyway. You didn't need to take the juice.
David, go ahead.
What are you talking about?
What's your thoughts on it?
Here's my thoughts. The first part is I'm sick of the NFL flirtation. Just go, whatever it is. But the minute I heard the story, when you ask for immunity, that means you're telling me you're guilty.
Hello.
So I'm like, all right, dude, then that's it. I don't need you anymore.
Oh, no, David.
Bye-bye.
No, the cabal will tell you that we're just granting him immunity from unfair prosecution.
No. And I'm fine with him. You know what? We won the championship. This is something I wanted. Now it's time to move on. Quietly, I hope, but it's not quietly because he keeps asking for stupid things.
My point is, the school doesn't publicly just say no. Like, listen, this report is false. The immunity doesn't exist.
But I'm not surprised by the school saying nothing and accepting this from him because Santa is there. Santa Ono will let Harbaugh do whatever he wants.
Uh-oh.
So, of course, he'll consider immunity.
Yeah, and I think that's where you arrive that you're just completely bankrupt, which is fine. Because the rest of us can go great. We never have to deal with the faux arrogance anymore. It's the truth. It's like Rico's movie. You're Thanos grilling a sad burger on Planet Nebular. It cost you everything. You got all your rings in your glove. Nobody around to see it. I know I didn't quite get the scene right.
You know, just go with it.
Nebular.
What?
It's like, was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
No!
Just go with it.
All right,
He's on a roll.
Let's go to Rob, 97.1. Rob, how you doing today?
Doing well, guys. How are you?
Good, man. What's up?
Hey, Mike, I couldn't disagree more with you about the Sharon Moore thing. I don't think that he would be a good fit there. That's not the topic, obviously. I'm not buying into. You love Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. I'm still not sold on him yet.
Fair.
As a winner,
fair.
As a recruiter, great. But regardless, Harbaugh, his grapefruit size. So we went from, talking to Michigan fans to let it play out, and then, coaches get fired and staffers get fired. Then everybody does it, right? Everybody cheats. And then they file the TRO, and then Harbaugh gets suspended. And then, right after the national championship, one of Harbaugh's comments was, we're innocent. I'm innocent. It'll be proven. And now we're asking for immunity. So I'm just confused. Are they admitting that they cheated and they were wrong now with this? Because I agree with David. Once this comes out, I mean, it's pretty much like them admitting it, or am I wrong?
Well, no, I
think this is them admitting it without admitting it.
I thought J.J. McCarthy's comments were interesting when it was in the lead up to their national title. Oh, we did this as a response to other teams. Wait, did what? We were told none of you knew a thing. You were all just babes in the woods.
Yeah. Back in 2019 and 2020, except
and
JJ,
like, Rob,
you weren't there.
Rob, we can sit here and talk about, do I believe the fact that they weren't able to cheat and still beat Penn State and beat Ohio State and beat Bama? Hey, man, that does matter, but that doesn't absolve you. You're creating this false narrative. Doing good deeds after you did bad things doesn't mean you didn't do the bad things. My whole point in it is, how can you as a coach lie and then, as you put it, have that sheer plumb diameter to ask for immunity? That I've never heard of such a thing.
We're checking in on Blake Corum's LLC. I still haven't
as we speak. Yeah, I know. Right.
I don't know who has bigger grapefruits, Harbaugh or I don't know, Rico, if you saw this, Mike. I know you're not on Twitter, but Connor Stallions. You can now buy a cameo video for $70.
Jesus,
he is graciously allowing Michigan fans to pay him $70, and he'll give your little daughter Cindy or son Johnny a happy birthday shout out on Cameo. $70. So
my response,
Rob, I thought it was fake. Kind of like the Harbaugh asking for this much. I was like, this can't be real.
In the words of Smokey Robinson, happy Chinooka. I quit.
There's no shame in that program, Mike. Their fans don't care. The coach just says things, and it doesn't matter. And now the guy that was the spearhead of the cheating scandal is offering $70 Cameo videos. But I haven't seen that on the Freep.com. Still waiting.
No, and you won't. Hey, look, Rob, bottom line is that program's just a metaphor for society at large. We are a morally bankrupt society. We have no standards. It is the blind leading the blind. It's pathetic. I mean, hell, just can't wait for the 24 elections on both sides. We can't. I mean, what are we doing? We got two guys combined age is going to be 200 by the time they're in the office. It's society at large. There's no standards.
2020 was so good, we decided, let's run it back.
Run it back.
Run it back.
Bet. 248-539-9797. Thank you, John. We got a lot to do today. Goff talk at 3. Rico's been baiting me into this. Troy Weaver, Mike, talk about the Pistons trade thing. We're going to do it in the 4 o'clock.
Well, that's why Siakam
segment.
Doesn't mean anything, because you already got your guys. Hey,
I am going to karate chop you in the neck. Go ahead.